Now, Dr. S. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister, has put out a tweet where he has said, of course, putting out an image of Operation Sindoor, saying that the world must show zero tolerance for terrorism. So essentially, walk the talk. You have spoken about zero tolerance on terrorism. Time for you to show and stand with India when it has carried out this anti-terror operation here. First reaction, and an important one after what was put out by Rajnath Singh.
No, it is very important, and he's posted that image of Operation Sindoor as well.
Yes.
I think it is important to reflect on what Tara Karta had to say a little while back, and the point that she was mentioning is that, look, do we necessarily need to escalate from here onwards? If you look at the original press statement which India released in the early hours of the morning, the message was that these targets have been picked very specifically, are non-escalatory, these are not military targets, etc., etc. This is very important because it was meant to send a message to Pakistan that, look, we've done this with a very deliberate purpose, and that do we necessarily want to expand the scope of this conflict? Now, what has taken place since then is that Pakistan has opened up with artillery. We have responded. We have inflicted a lot of pain on Pakistan in taking out their targets. There have been Indian civilians who've also been sadly killed in the exchanges which have taken place. There are reports, unconfirmed at this stage, of intense Air Force activity as well. Whether fighter jets were downed or not, these are details which we don't entirely have at this juncture. We'll find out later on. But the broader message over here, as we've been saying for how many hours now? 7 hours or so, right? 7 hours non-stop on NDTV, is that this is a huge message to Pakistan. You hit us with terror, we hit you with missiles. That's what has taken place.
And as Prime Minister said, we'll identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. These are backers, the perpetrators of this heinous attack which happened on Indian soil on 22nd. Now Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister, putting out a tweet and saying, must show zero tolerance to terror is what his message to the international community is. Remember, within hours, within minutes, I would say, of India striking at 9 terror camps in Pakistan, there was a talk that happened between National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and his counterpart in US. He also briefed, in fact, India went on to brief its allies in US, UK, Saudi Arabia and other countries, telling them clearly, and Russia, as to what has happened, what are the details of Operation Sindoor. Lots of reactions coming in, but at this moment, let's not forget, it's about those 26 families, 25 grieving widows, and 3 of them, in fact, were honeymooning with their husbands in those beautiful in that beautiful valley of Pahalgam. Let's listen into their reactions. Our heart still goes out with them.
हम सब इस पल की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे थे और जो भी सरकार ने निर्णय लिया है वो योग्य लिया है और हमारी बस यही इच्छा है कि अभी जो भी ये संगठन है या ये जो ग्रुप्स है जो आतंकवादी हमले कर रहे हैं इनको पूरी तरीके से निकाल के मतलब ढूंढ के मार देना चाहिए और ख़त्म कर देना चाहिए.
जे हे नाव दिले त्याच्यासाठी मी त्यांचे आभार मानेल, कारण त्यांच्या सगळ्या लेकींचं सिंदूर त्या दहशतवाद्यांनी मिटवून टाकलेलं आणि आज त्यांनी तेच नाव दिलं. मला ते नाव वाचल्यानंतर अतिशय डोळ्यात पाणी आलं की त्यांना जाणीव आहे आमची.
उनसे बहुत थैंक यू कहती हूँ कि उन्होंने मेरे पति की मौत का बदला लिया है. मैं बहुत छोटी हूँ, उन्हें कुछ भी कहने या नहीं कहने वाली, लेकिन हाँ, जिस तरीके से हमारे पूरे परिवार को उन पे विश्वास था, उन्होंने उसी तरीके से जवाब देके हमारे विश्वास को कायम रखा है. एंड आई एम रियली थैंकफुल.
All right, well, that emotional response from the family members who've lost so much, it just reminds us of what these terror attacks were all about. It was a strike at the heart of India. It was a strike on families. It was a strike on people who were tourists who had nothing to lose except they wanted to travel to Kashmir, a part of our country, to enjoy themselves. And look what has happened now. India and Pakistan involved in intense military duels right now after India responded to the Pahalgam terror attack by hitting Pakistan with a volley of missiles in an operation conducted by the Air Force and the Army, possibly the Navy as well. We are waiting for more details on that. The deepest strikes from India to Pakistan, 150 kilometers in one place, since the 1971 war. We've not seen this during Balakot. We've not seen this since the 1971 war. Multiple areas, 9 targets, all taken out.
Yes, and it's coming on a day that India was carrying out drills, will be carrying out drills as well, the first since 1971. It becomes important because particularly in the wake of what has happened around 140 is what we are being told. Of course, details will emerge when the Indian Army will hold that press conference at 10 a.m. at the National Media Center here in the national capital.